Hi folks. Oh dear. I wanted to do another sort of Somerset level painting. I love water, and I think most of you do. Big skies, so I have just a little bit of a quite a low horizon. Suppose you could put in a Glastonbury. So forgive me if you live in the Somerset levels, Somerset, but I'm just adding elements as I think I'll get that more central. I'll move Glastonbury a few inches. Yeah, it's quite outstanding. I mean, literally outstanding. It's got this tower on the top. We were last down there a couple of years ago. We went twice. Once we went to stay with friends who live in. Well, sadly the husband died. But when they got the floods about 3 years ago, the flood water came up to the end of their garden, but they have a very, very large garden with a paddock. And we went to the funeral last year. I think we stayed in Martok. But it's a very beautiful place. I'm not copying anything. It's just but we had walked up to this tour. Our friend wasn't very good. His heart wasn't very good, and his knees. It was easy for a gazelle like me. Right. Okay. So we'll off centre the river. I'll put the River Parrett in here. Completely in the wrong place, but it doesn't matter. Sure, you'll forgive me if I have it coming round there, and we'll put in a couple of trees on the bank, and so that quite a large one and a smaller one on there. Okay, that's just a guide. This is on the Saunders Waterford £90 hot pressed. I'm doing my best to get through it so I can get some more of the rough or the cold pressed. I think probably cold pressed. There's my palette: cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna. Ron Ranson Hakes, the medium and the large. So the first thing I do, it's quite dry today. The weather's been fabulous in London for this time of year. Sort of summer's come back, but I want to give it a good wet because it's quite dry, the atmosphere, so I don't want it drying off before it soaks in. I was talking to Annette, one of our subscribers. She says that she sometimes wets both sides of the paper, which is a good idea because it will keep it nice and workable for quite a time. But my problem is, if I turn this over now and wet the other side, that's my painting side, when I turn it back, if it goes wrong and I want the other side to paint on, it picks up a load of the muck that's on my board, so I can't do it. But provided it's wet enough, you don't want it running with water, but you do want enough to cope with the atmosphere. Okay, so we'll have a very, very light wash of sienna, raw sienna. So it's just a little blush. I can't even see my pencil marks now. Okay, now I'm going to put in a bit of. I did a similar one the other day for you. I think it was for YouTube. Okay, so we'll have a bit of pull out the hairs. And a little bit low down. Okay, now the rest is going to be alizarin and Payne's Grey. I'm continuously putting hairs out of this one. It's lovely, it's a lovely hake, but it's coming to the end of its life because once the hairs start falling out all over the place. Now remember, the paint dries 50% lighter. Just a very weak wash underneath. Right, let's go a little bit darker up the top there. Just a nice bit of and we'll put a little bit of that in the river. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Okay, now we'll pull it tight and I'll dry it, then we can carry on, put the background in, and then we can sort out the mess I've just made of that. Look at that, see how nice and flat that is. Right, take your headphones off, guys and dolls. Here we go. Okay, that'll do for a moment. I'll take the small hake, the medium hake, should I say, and put in the background, which we'll have as sort of bluey green. It's a lovely paper, this one. Let's have a touch of blue in there. Let's get a little bit of try to show the gentle shape, although this is a valley. But because of the, I suppose, saving money, council saving money, they didn't drain the dikes, because all of this plain is below sea level, and they have to drain the dikes to drain the water, but they failed to do it. And when they got all the rain, it flooded, and the water, well, it caused massive damage. Don't think there's any loss of life other than probably a few suicides, but Well, it's tragic because this is such a beautiful area. Now that's my horizon, which is more or less horizontal. Okay, I'll wait for that to dry before I put the Tor, or the tower in. Let's I'm going to put in I'll put in the bank, the river now. I'll just do the bank, so a bit of Payne's grey. Payne's grey and yellow. So we're just going to put in these the reed beds, or not reed beds, but the banks. Right, that's one side. We'll just okay, we'll let that go. I'm sort of working on the one that I did the other day, but I've just sort of changed the background quite a bit. Now we want the river to sort of go around the corner here. Flicking. Right, okay. Right, I'm going to go back into the background, get that done now. So I'm going to use some bluey green to give a little bit of distance, but quite thick. Now, if you're struggling with your hake, or you've given it up in disgust, there's a bit of sienna in there. It's probably because of one of two things, or both, is that you press too hard on it. It's a very, very light touch. Take a little bit of care with this, because I'd like this to be as best as I can do on the day. Okay, now we can sort of frame the tower with these trees. I'm going to put one tree coming up here and one tree going up there, big ones on the bank. So it's just a very, very light touch. Using a bit of burnt sienna in there as well. got to be careful underneath the brush. Look, you see it's going a bit jagged. But I'll go to put some grass there anyway. Bit hard to get the shape of the trees with the flat or the chisel edge of this brush, but it doesn't matter. You can just take your time. Okay, so that's the background. Now we'll get in some very light sienna, maybe a bit of raw sienna with a bit of yellow. We can leave margins. But you've got to vary the greens. So just a pure raw sienna now. Let's just now in that we're going to put in some burnt sienna. Burnt sienna in the yellow because that'll give a nicer warmer so yellow, bit of the warmer burnt sienna. There's a bit of burnt umber in there. Okay, let's get some darks in there now. Okay, that's that side. Let's have a go to the other side now. So nice light. Get some burnt umber. Soften that. Right, I'm going to go back. I'll put the Tor in, or the Tor. That is the Tor. That's the tower. Now I need a tower brush. This one. Just a little worn out brush. We'll have that as sort of a umber and Payne's grey, but very, very, very light. That might just be a little bit dark, so let's just lighten it a bit. It's a bit too dark because the background, I might have to just make the background a little bit, or the hill a little bit. Oh, that's all right. It all comes out a bit of tissue paper in the end. You'll notice that I very, very rarely lift out colour once I put the sky on. There are other artists who do that with great effect, but I prefer the softer look to my skies. Right, now we're going to put in some texture on the bank now, so we want some dark warm green. Just a bit of shadowing. Let's have a green. Get this shadow going onto the banks. Less detail as you get into the distance. Right, okay. Now we want to put in these lovely trees. I'll put a bit of detail in that when it dries. It's still a bit damp. Right, we'll do the smaller one first, I think. So with green, because it's still in summer. Not that stopped me from painting winter in the middle of summer. So we can have the light coming from there. So we'll have a tree coming up here. And a bit of dark on the shadow side. So that's one. Now we'll do the other one coming up here, a bit larger. Let's get the light on the right side, so nice light green. Too much water on the brush. And then we'll have the darker green on the other side. Just try to obliterate that background a little bit. So shadow. Right, I'll dry that off now. So headphones off. Nice and flat. It's buckled up a little bit there. Just pull that tight. There we are, that's fine. Okay, now before I put the detail in the trees, let's have a bit more of a bit too much. Right, let's get that green. And then just drag Okay, right, I've got to get my rigger, where's my A rigger? My Frank Clark rigger. I think I could probably put in a little bit more dark on that side. It's crying out for that dark green, just Payne's grey. Sorry about my head. Okay, right, I'll detail in there. I don't know if I can do that. Where's my card? Right, okay, that didn't work. So we'll use a bit of burnt sienna, raw sienna, and a bit of gouache, white gouache, touch of grey. I've not used grey before. Now we can put some dark on one side of that. Right, okay, all fair enough and war. Okay, well we're getting there. Now a little bit of a detail in the banks. Don't do much more than that really. Okay, well that's it. Oh, we were supposed to be able to put a bird in, didn't we? Right, so let's just get a bit of dry brush across there. I'll just dry that off first. Put some ripples in. No, we don't need to, do we? That's okay, that's fine. I'll just put in some very faint ripples of green. Okay, I'm not going to do any more than that. I'm going to put in a mount. And then that's it for the week, guys. We'll get this uploaded. Plus, let's have lunch soon. Well, soup. And watching my team on the telly. And out for the evening. Oh, well, there we are. That's very similar to the one I did in the week, but I've just added Glastonbury Tor. But it's all the right elements, but in the wrong places. So it's just treat it as a painting. But I just wanted to keep the background as simple as possible. Even that is still just a little bit obvious, probably a little bit big actually. But anyway, Somerset levels. That's what we call that. See you next week. Thanks for looking in. Bye bye.